All right, so this is the Coolpad Snap. It's a legacy style old-fashioned flip phone. I recently purchased this phone to set up for one of my parents who's in their 80s and is not particularly tech savvy. And I'm going to make this video so they have it as a resource on if they ever get confused or want a reminder on how to use the basic functions of the phone. I picked this phone because it seemed to be one of the simplest to use phones that had tactile buttons that click for dialing, that also is compatible with the 4G LTE networks, and not only 3G, since the major cellular providers in the US are going to be shutting down their 3G networks in the next year. Okay, so let's start with the basics. On the right side here is the receptacle for charging the phone. It's a USB-C micro style plug. So if we look at a USB micro plug, the micro plug has two distinct sides, one side that's completely flat and then another side that is rounded off at the corners. If we look at the phone, the flat side is at the top or towards the side that has the exterior screen. So we say flat side at the top, flat side of the plug. That's how we plug in the phone to charge it. When it's getting power to charge, it vibrates a little, and then it shows us a battery icon showing us how close to full or how fully charged the battery is. So this battery is almost fully charged. Now let's look at using the phone. So the phone is off right now. If I want to turn it on, this red button, the red phone button, is both your hang up calls button, but it also serves as the power on off button. So if we hold that button for a couple seconds, we get a little vibration from the phone. That's sort of the phone acknowledging that you're turning it on or off. So when it goes in its boot up turn on sequence, first it shows us the Coolpad branded logo on the screen for a few seconds, and then it switches to a T-Mobile screen. So this phone was originally bought through T-Mobile, although it's unlocked, so we're going to be able to use it with a SIM card from any GSM provider. It doesn't have to be T-Mobile, but that is part of the boot up splash screen. Then it switches to this system is starting screen. This phone takes the better part of a minute to finish booting up. Then you get to this screen, your home screen, your favorite, your home screen, your basic screen, shows you today's date and time. That's your home screen. So now the phone is totally on. Here where it says searching at the top, the phone is turned on, but now it's trying to connect to the cellular towers, to the cellular network. So it switched from searching to saying Red Pocket. So Red Pocket is the name or the brand, Red Pocket Mobile, of the prepaid cellular service provider that we're using. So the phone now says it's now fully connected to the Red Pocket cellular network. So it's on and it's connected. It's ready to make a call. When we look across this top bar, it's connected to the Red Pocket network. This little pyramid set of bars is showing us how strong of a signal connection it has to the Red Pocket network. So it's only a mid-strength signal here where we are now. And then that next little white rectangle there next to where it says the time at the top is a little icon of a battery, and that's fully white, so that's saying the battery on this phone, it has pretty much a full charge now. As the phone is used and not charged and the battery is depleted, that icon will show a less than full battery, and that's how you tell how much charge the phone's battery has. So now the screen has gone blank. This phone goes to sleep rather quickly. After just a few seconds of not using it, its screen will go blank and it'll go to sleep. That helps save the battery. So you can literally press any button on the phone to wake it up. So we pressed a button, now we're back to the home screen. Whenever the screen wakes up from being asleep, it comes back to exactly the same screen, exactly the same place as it was when it went to sleep. So now the phone's awake. If we want to make a call with this phone, we have two options. We can either dialing numbers, a new number, or we can make a call from the phone's contact list, the address book of numbers that we've saved to remember inside the phone. So first, if we want to dial a new number that we don't normally call, the phone's asleep, we'll press any key, it's awake, and then we can literally just start dialing that number. So I'll make up a new number. So you need to do 10-digit dialing, area code plus phone number. The next button I'll call out is this upper right button that says C on it. That C stands for clear. So that clear button is like upper right, like on a keyboard. It's your backspace delete key. So you can see every time I'm pushing that, it's deleting backward one of the numbers I typed. So in case I type in a wrong number when I'm typing in a number I want to call, I can then type backwards and then retype the number to get the number I really wanted to call. So now that I've got a number there waiting to be called, I press the green phone button to make a call. So then it goes into dialing mode, calling. So that's just a number I made up. It's not a real number. So normally it would be ringing now, making a call, but that call didn't go through because it's not a real number. But if we were in a call now, when we want to end a call, we press the red phone hang up button. So we press that, it hangs up. If the other person hangs up, you don't also have, either person can end a call. So if the other person hangs up, the call will end even if you didn't push the hang up button. So phone went to sleep. I'm going to press any button to wake it up again. The call ended. It woke up in the exact same place in the menu as it was when it went to sleep, which is in sort of using the phone mode. Now is a good time to highlight these two soft keys. They're called soft keys. They're the two keys on either side that have dashes on them. And the really important one, the button you're going to use a lot, is this one on the right. It's your sort of backup, exit, back out through the menus, backwards through the menus, back, take me home button. So the phone's gone to sleep. I'm going to press any button to wake it up. Still on the same screen as it was when I went to sleep. So I'm going to use my right side soft key to take me back, back, back. You can just keep pressing it until you get back to this home screen, the basic turn on home screen, which is always the screen that looks like this, that has the time and the date on it. So there's our home screen. We dialed a call. Now, if we want to call someone whose number is already saved in the phone, this top center little picture that looks like a little person, that's the button to take us into the phone book, address book, the contacts list of numbers that are already saved in this phone by name. So now it says contacts at the top. This is actually a list of all the contacts that are saved. We're going to look at this silver ring around the OK button. The silver ring is actually a set of navigation buttons. So in this case, this is a vertical list of names that I've already saved in the phone. So I can push the down below the OK or the up above the OK on the silver ring, and I'm scrolling. You can see the blue highlight is moving as I push the button. I'm scrolling through the numbers on the phone. So when I've scrolled to the point of highlighting the saved number I want to call, the next important button is the OK button. That's sort of your select button. I have a name highlighted, I select it, and that's pretty much, if you picture an old address book, like you're selecting the name is opening the address book to the page of that contact. So now I've got this phone contact open on the phone screen. There's the phone number. If I want to call that person, I just push the green button to make a call. So then instead of typing in a number, it's calling the number for the contact that was saved on the phone. Again, this isn't a real number, so instead of calling someone we know, it's not really putting the call through, but we're in a call now. Red button, hang up, end the call. So then we're still in that person's contact, the John Doe contact in the contacts list. We're going to go to our right side soft key, our exit, backup, take me home button. And if we just keep pressing that, eventually it takes us back to our home screen again. So if we're ever confused about where we are in the phone's menus or what's on the screen, or if we pushed a button by accident, you can always just keep pressing that right side dash soft key and it'll take you back to the home screen with the date and time on it, and you can start again. So that was how we make calls. If the phone's ringing and a call's coming in, same way as making a call, the green button answers the phone or places a call. So that's also, if it says you have an incoming call, the green button answers it, or if you just let it ring through and don't answer it, it won't answer. let's see. The other button we'll look at for a minute is this button here in the upper left that has a little cartoonish speaking cloud type of icon on it. So the phone's asleep. We'll press any button for it to wake up. Wakes up back where it was when it went to sleep, which in this case is the home screen. Pushing that cartoon message button in the upper left, that takes us into, at the top it says messages. So we're at the list of text messages on this phone. Again, it's a list, so the silver navigation ring lets us go up and down, highlighting different messages. Each line is a conversation with a different phone number. So every text message you get from the same phone number will show up in as a ongoing conversation with that person. So if we pick the top one, for example, click OK, that's the select button. So it opens the series of conversation text messages with that person. In this case, there's just one that was sent, but if there more had been sent on different days at different times, they'd all be here in a list that you could scroll through with the silver ring. Anyway, so when we're done looking, to back up, back out of where you are, back up to the next menu, back out to the home screen, we're going to push that right side dash soft key, just back, 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 back. It doesn't matter how many times you push it. That'll always take you back to where you know where you are, this home screen. Okay, so I think that's the first set of basics for using the phone. You can keep charging it and using it without turning it on or off, but if you ever do want to turn it off, the red hang up button is also your power button. Holding that turns it on. Holding that for a second also turns it off. So then it takes you into the T-Mobile shut screen. It vibrates a little bit to tell us that it's doing something. It's turning off, and now it's totally off. So I made this video for one of my parents, but I thought I'd go ahead and put it on YouTube in case it would be assistance to anyone else, in addition to it then being very accessible to the person it was made for. I hope that helped you. Thank you.